Oi, what's going on, ladies and gents? Real quick before we get into the Kukri knife glove combinations, little giveaway information. At 500 subs, if we hit it within a week's time, yes, 7 days time, I will be giving away this well-worn AK-47 fuel injector. I recently just got it. I hit big on Skin Club, not a sponsor, not at the moment anyway, but $135 skin on top of what we're already giving away at 500 subs, the Trak field tested AK-47 REDLINE. So if you want a chance to get that, make sure you're subscribing at 500 subs. If we can hit it by the end of the week, I will be throwing this into the giveaway. But without further ado, let's get right into the Kukri knife glove combinations. So for our first Kukri knife, we have the Kukri knife blue steel, and I decided to pair it up with the Moto Gloves Polygon. The blues, the dark navy blues, match up absolutely perfectly, and it just looks really, really great. And the black handle kind of fits in as well to the black accents of the gloves, so I think it fits absolutely perfect. And if you're going for the blue steel Kukri knife, I think you have to go with these Moto Gloves Polygons. They just look absolutely phenomenal when paired together. So next up we have the Kukri knife Forest DD Pat paired with the Specialist Gloves Forest DD Pat. Of course, they have the exact same name. You're going to see that kind of being a reoccurring thing. You see, I get a little lost right there, but very self-explanatory. Both Forest DD Pats, colors match really, really well, and for a lower tier knife, these gloves make it look really, really nice. So next up, we have the Kukri knife Scorched, and we decided to pair it up with the Driver Gloves Diamondbacks. Scorches, of course, a very low-end tier of finishes for knives, but I think at the end of the day, the really best fit for this finish straight up is just the Diamondbacks. The colors, the tans, the blacks, they all fit together really well, and again, it makes a lower tier knife look pretty damn nice. So yeah, Kukri knife Scorched with the Diamondback gloves. Now sticking with the snake theme, we have the Kukri knife Urban Mast with the Moto Gloves, no, I'm sorry, the Driver Gloves Diamondbacks. Of course, the grays and the whites match really, really well. You can also pair this up with something like Specialist Gloves Foundations with a little bit of wear to them. The whites in the Specialist Gloves tend to get a little bit of gray, but if you're going for a straight up cleaner Urban Mast with just like an all white kind of look, I would go with the King Snakes instead of, say, the Foundations. For our next knife, we have the Kukri knife Boreal Forest paired up with the Bloodhound Gloves Gorilla, and I actually think this is one of my more favorite ones. I know Boreal Forest is probably one of the worst, if not the worst finish that you see whenever you unbox a knife. It's kind of like a real bummer, but if you look at these Gorilla knives, I really, really like the way they pair up. The camouflages match perfectly, and the little red stripe on the gloves I think adds a really, really nice touch, and I think this looks absolutely just super, super clean. Moving on, we have another, what I think is probably the easiest combination to throw together. We have the Lunar Weave gloves with the Kukri knife Night Stripe. Any night/night stripe finish just matches absolutely beautifully with these gloves. I mean, it's just a match made in heaven. The colors are the exact same. You got to think the developers literally made these two for each other. But another really easy pick here for a lower tier finish, but at the same time, it still matches really well. And yeah, it just looks super, super clean. For our next Kukri knife, we have the Kukri knife Fade paired with the Specialist Gloves Fade, another single name category, but with the lack of Kukri knives out, there's not really many high fade percentages or many low fade percentages knives, so your combinations are kind of limited. You could do with a low percentage fade, like mostly all orange, go with something like Tiger Strikes, or if it was a really high percentage fade that's just purple and pink, you could go Vices, but we just, for this case, we just did both fade gloves and fade knife. Next up, we have the Kukri knife Stained paired with the Hand Wraps Duct Tape. I think any stain knife should only be paired with duct tapes. I think they fit super, super well. The silvers, the bluish hue of both the duct tape and the stain knife look absolutely phenomenal together. And this is actually a combination I used to rock myself with a skeleton knife rather than the Kukri knife, but they look absolutely phenomenal together. and I think it just looks super, super clean. Next up, maybe my favorite of the video, we have the Kukri knife, case hardened, paired with specialist gloves, lieutenant commanders. The little tan, the gold, and the blue accents of both the knife and the glove fit together so well. And it's a real sleeper, because I honestly thought about just doing case hardened gloves with a case hardened knife, just because I thought it'd be too difficult to pair. But these two look absolutely phenomenal together, and I think it's maybe the cleanest combo of the entire video. Next up, we have the Kukri knife slaughter paired with sports gloves slingshots. Now you could go a few different red gloves for this, but personally I think the shades of red of the slingshots and the shades of red of the slaughter match the best. So I mean, you could go any real red glove here and it would still fit, but I think personally that these two fit the best together. Next up, we have what I think is to be the better of the two red combinations. We have the Kukri knife Crimson Web paired with the specialist gloves Crimson Kimono. Now you could go, of course, with the Crimson Web specialist gloves if you just want to go Crimson Web, the Crimson Web, but I think personally the best looking red and black glove in the game are the Crimson Kimonos by a long shot. So I went with this combination rather than the two Crimson Webs. Now on to the penultimate and also one of my favorite glove knife combos of the video. We have the vanilla Kukri knife with the sports glove Nox. Just has to be the cleanest looking combination, especially with the Kukri knife little logo of like the panther there in solid black paired with the different hues and shades of black on the knot gloves. I think it just looks so incredibly clean, and something I really look forward to possibly even rocking myself when the Kukri knife vanilla actually comes down in price, because oh my lord, is it absolutely monstrously expensive right now, but it looks so clean. And lastly, we have the Kukri knife Safari Mesh paired with sports gloves Arids. The worst knife finish that you could possibly think of. What is it? Yeah, it's Safari Mesh. Maybe rust coat, but no, it's Safari Mesh. But the Arids are doing their best to make this look really well. The different shades of tan, I think it looks good. But anyways, that's all for today's video. Don't forget AK-47 fuel injector giveaway if we hit 500 subs by the end of the week. I wish you guys good luck on the 500 sub giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.